Sakeliga is an independent business organization with about 12,500 members countrywide in all industries and mostly small and medium-sized enterprises. And our interest is in free markets, property rights, maintaining the constitution, and creating an independent business network. Sakeliga today obtained a court order against Eskom, preventing Eskom from cutting power to the town of Messina, pending our review application. And this is important because we didn't just get an urgent interdict for a once-off question. The problem is that Eskom is cutting power to local economies countrywide, so it's taking on dimensions of a national crisis. And we hope with this review application to lay down the principles by which we can solve the Eskom municipality disputes at a national level. Eskom is a state-owned enterprise, and municipalities are another arm of the state. And what is essentially happening here is that an internal dispute between organs of state are harming consumers who have in many cases and in most cases already paid. So in these towns, the businesses, the customers, they've paid their bills. And now just because the municipality, who acts more as a collecting agent for Eskom than as a provider itself, because that municipality failed to pay over the electricity, the bill for the electricity, the money, and now these customers and these businesses are harmed. So what we are saying is that no, these different arms of the state there are various statutory obligations on them to resolve their disputes in a more amicable and in a way that is that harms the public less. These principles we find in the Municipal Finance Management Act, we find this in the Electricity Regulation Act and in other acts. And that essentially stipulate that mediation, arbitration and various other measures should be followed. And Eskom is trying to take a shortcut by holding hostage people who have already paid. We find this unacceptable, and we are asking the court to review our arguments from a constitutional basis to various statutory obligations in acts and in regulations to prevent this Eskom taking these shortcuts. Yes, the whole idea with our legal action is that we want to establish the principles by which we can help other towns across the country to solve this problem. Because what we're seeing is a crisis unfolding in municipalities countrywide. All and major and most municipalities across the country, their finances are in dire straits. And if we don't establish the correct principles, then what we are going to see is very counterproductive measures, these measures by Eskom, harming the local economy even further and just making it even harder for the municipality to pay the money to Eskom. Next, we will see Eskom at a date to be determined in court where these arguments, our review application will be heard, and we hope to see Eskom, and we look forward to see them at that point.